Alright, hello everybody, I'm TychoCelchuuu and welcome to a Company of Heroes 2 Shoutcast. This is the first one I've done in like 10 million years. People have been posting on YouTube, are you dead? No, I'm not dead. Are you ever going to post any more videos? Clearly, yes, because I'm posting one. Am I promising a lot more videos? I don't know. But I felt like I wanted to do it. It's kind of a pain in the ass to do these because my computer doesn't run Company of Heroes 2 very well because the game is shit, but I turned all the graphics down so now it looks awful. And I'm spectating a match. I just loaded up a random match. This is the highest ranked auto match 1v1 going on, and the match begins right now. Okay, yes, it begins right now. We've got the OKW as Unknown Legend and a Rotator as the United States, and they're on Longreskaya, and I don't know how highly ranked either of these two are, but like I said, it's the highest auto match going on right now, so presumably if they're shit, then everybody's shit. This is Friday afternoon. No, I guess it's Friday noon. I don't know, whatever it is. But that's what's up right now. Do I know anything about Company of Heroes 2? No, because it's been a while since I played, but I've watched some games and stuff, so I feel like I sort of am in a better position than if I had no idea. I actually don't own the British forces yet, but I've watched people play them, so that's just as good. And there are no British here at all. So now we have a, what's this called? A Kubelwagen right off the bat. I feel like that's new. People weren't doing that back when I was playing this game. But that's great. Now you can capture a thing. The trouble with the Kubelwagen is that you don't want your Sturm Pioneers to get caught repairing it because they'll get owned as they're shot at. So much damage. Ugh. So what is there to talk about? Maybe people are like, why haven't you shoutcasted in a million years? The answer is twofold. Number one, not the biggest fan of Company of Heroes 2 compared to the original Company of Heroes. I'm just not as fired up about the game. And number two, other things going on in my life. And number three, just, it doesn't run very well on my computer. I've thought about streaming some of these shoutcasts now that I have slightly better internet, but my CPU is like an i3-2120. I don't think it's fast enough to like encode stuff on the fly for streaming. So some cheeky wire down, gonna deny this green cover to the enemy. The other thing, I was watching a game the other day. Somebody set up some wire, not like here, I mean it wasn't this map, it was another one with hay bales. Not like right here, but like sort of at an angle. And it turned out that eventually they just set the wire up wrong, so they fixed it. But I thought that's kind of interesting, because if you set the wire up at an angle, so like sort of like that or whatever, then when your opponent takes cover behind it, they're going to be like clustered right in here and they can't move this way. So if you throw a grenade, they're going to be stuck in there. And I feel like I've never seen anyone do it, even though it seems like kind of an obvious thing to do. So I want to try that sometime in a game. If you see me in auto match, pretend I didn't say that, because I'm totally not going to try it. But I want to try setting up a little sort of trap to hit some people with grenades. So pretty straightforward fight between these riflemen and these folks for ears. The United States player is really not getting a lot out of that fight. Number one, they're losing the fight, but number two of the rifleman squads are tied up here not capping anything. Meanwhile, the OKV is at least capturing the middle point. It's very strange that he gives that up. I would have thought that you would have left at least one infantry person on there. So now with this Kubelwagen coming into the fight, it looks like the Americans are not even going to be able to push into here. And again, both sides sinking a lot of resources into this in terms of time. I guess in terms of manpower too, because eventually they'll be losing people, but mostly in terms of time. Now the OKV player is not getting a lot out of it, because just now getting around to capping this victory point. So kind of a weird engagement all around. This isn't exactly the most crucial part of the map for either player right now. The OKV's machine gun is mobile because it's a Kubelwagen, and the American doesn't have a machine gun, so neither of them need to sort of set up in this middle position and really hold on to it. Neither of them are actually capturing, well, I guess the OKV is capturing the point, but the American wasn't capturing any point like that. They weren't fighting over a house or anything, so I really got to question why they're dumping so many resources time-wise into this. The OKV winning the fight. I keep pronouncing all the W's as V's because it's German. But the now that the OKV has won, you can maybe spread out and try and get some stuff on the map. A lot of United States players going for the mortar, it seems, from the very limited number of games that I've watched. That's kind of a strange choice when your opponent's got the Kubelwagen that'll waltz right up and shoot it. That's why he's got to keep a rifleman squad there to hold off the Kubel. But the mortar's set up in red cover, so it's taking a fair amount of damage just from a couple bursts of the Kubel. And things are looking fairly good for the OKV. He lost 2 of his Stern Pioneers in that fight in the middle, and those guys are, expensive to reinforce, and now he's losing some serious things with the mortar, and the Kubelwagen's getting pretty low, and now the Volksreiters are getting low. So I think this is a bit of an overcommitment. Want to maybe try and cap this point, but spent so much time holed up right here that by the time he sort of won the fight and spread out, the United States had enough time to come back and recoup. So that means the United States is going to be able to claw his way back onto the map, and we've got about a 50-50 split, especially with the United States player taking this back. Yeah, I'm starting to doubt the skill level of these two players. These two sort of really low health rifleman squads are not going to hold up to whatever newly reinforced OKV stuff comes out of the base. So you got to figure as soon as they see somebody, they're going to have to move. So then you got to figure why even sort of advance them over here if they're going to be pushed off basically immediately. Start spreading them out on the map and capturing some stuff. Not right here. You got to be inside the little blue line. That's what it means. You can't take the VP if you're over there. I guess swapping them out with the rear echelon sort of makes sense. You get to hold on to the house and still capture the point, but I don't know what the point of the rear echelon holding on to the house is, except to give extended sight range. But what are you going to do with extended sight range? You get a couple barrages from the mortar maybe as people are moving in, but really you want to be spreading out and capturing some stuff on the map if you can. But again, since the OKV was also tied up so much in the middle and failed to spread out and capture some stuff during the fight, we still have maybe a 50-50 split. So America not doing too badly in terms of map control either. We have a quick tech to a captain. Meanwhile, the OKV has... Oh, I forgot to show you the doctrines that these guys have got. Nothing really special for the OKV. It's just this scavenge doctrine sort of thing. Just this special operations doctrine, and then the fortification doctrine that I don't understand why anybody would ever use, but so many people seem to use it, so there you go. And the Americans, it's too late to show you the others, but we've got this like heavy cavalry thing, which ends at a Pershing, which everybody seems to be a big fan of, and why not? It ends with a Pershing. So that's really exciting. What's that? Oh, it's just a Kubelwagen making a little noise. So, yeah, in terms of the OKV teching, not a lot. We've got 75 fuel in the bank, and we teched up to, not teched up to, but we're building a little infantry gun out of Tier 2. And that poor little mortar is getting pushed off. Nice little aggressive move from the OKV with the Volksreiters equipped with the STG-44s, but slightly too far forward because there's a fucking fighting position. Who would have thunk it? I don't know what's going on. Nice little whiff of a grenade there. Oh wait, no, of course it's incendiary. What am I talking about? So that's gotta push him out. Captain doing pretty badass with the little guys with the Tommy gun, and that's unfortunate. This infantry gun gets scouted before it even gets a shot off, which means now the United States player knows it's there. Not going to do him a lot of good because he doesn't have anything that can really advance into that. Nice shot from that infantry gun, I guess, takes out a guy. Oh, the mortar owning some people. That was the mortar. Now we have a pack howitzer out. Both of these players big on artillery, I guess, which is sometimes a sign that they're not very good at the video game, but who am I to say, really? Both of them could probably kick my ass. I haven't played in like 10 years. Oh, sorry, I'll try not to use my mouse to click on things as much. I feel like it makes a really annoying clicky noise, because my microphone's so good, it picks up all that shit. Ooh, what's being repaired? The Kubelwagen, of course. So the United States player not looking too bad. Having teched up to the captain, now we've got the Stuart coming out, and that's gonna... Ooh, nice! Nice hit from... That was the field artillery, right? Yes. Nice hit from the pack howitzer. And the OKV be naturally clustering around this thing. I imagine it's gonna get shelled as soon as the American gets his shit together. Mortar up to Vet 2. What do you get at Vet 2? Shell accuracy and rate of fire. That's some good shit. A+ good shit on a mortar. There's pretty much nothing you want more than shell accuracy and rate of fire on a mortar. That field gun being kind of an asshole, but it's only got 1 kill so far. So I guess it couldn't have killed that guy over there and the captain just now. Should have been watching more closely. This captain, really low health, really ought to be pulling out of there. Is trying to serve as bait to keep things around long enough for the Stuart to kill things, but there's really no reason to do that because there's no anti-tank as far as the United States player knows. So the Stuart really could just like drive in there, doesn't need anything to bait for it, doesn't need anything to hold up. Oh, and it's a Rakettenwerfer, so that's a nice read by the OKV that was being built before the Stuart itself showed up. But when your opponent quick text to a captain, I mean, what the fuck do you think they're going to build out of that? What's happening to my video game? Well, nothing's happening for a little moment, and then it comes right back. The Kettenwerfer's going to destroy the Stuart if it sticks around. Luckily, there's a nice little hill in the middle, which means that if the Rakettenwerfer rolls a miss, like it... Oh no, rear echelon is dead. If the Rakettenwerfer does not sort of like... Whenever something fires in Company Heroes 2, it decides if it's going to hit or miss, and if it misses, it'll just shoot the shell and like fuck knows what happens to it, including hitting a hill. But if it rolls a hit, it'll just go straight through the hill, just like in real life. This is a very realistic video game, so it's nice to park your vehicles behind hills or something when AT guns or anything is shooting at them, just to get that extra tiny bit of cover, because sometimes a miss can still hit. A miss can go wide, but not wide enough, and you get hit. It doesn't happen very much with light tanks, but with heavy tanks, you gotta worry about it. So, I don't really know what's going on. Both players sort of just like running their people towards each other. We do have this flank, not a flank, we do have this decap over here by the Fox Raiders, so that's nice to see. But mostly it's just running straight at each other. Captain up to Vet 1. We've got some... how has this only got one kill? I swear it just fucking nailed a dude. Infantry killed 1. Alright, well... This is risky with the Kubel, because one fucking bazooka hitting that thing's in for it. Did the American just get this ambulance? I think he must have, because nothing was healed up before that. Do we have any, nope, no weapon rack unlocks, no grenade unlocks, floating 80 fuel. Maybe the plan is... I don't know what the plan is with this fuel. Maybe another Stuart? Could be. Tough to know. American's bleeding a lot of manpower because this is just a meat grinder. Going in here, nice! Nailing the mortar. Surely you have more than 1 kill now. Up to 3 kills. Jesus. Every time I look at it, it's only got the kills that it's got. So does this have any kills? This has 2 kills. Yeah, this is a video game. This is sure a video game, for sure, going on. Nice Shrek shot from the Sturm Pioneers. So it's looking kind of grim for the United States player. He's got a shit ton of artillery, the mortar and the field thing, but now that he's been pushed into his base... Oh, what is that Rakettenwerfer fucking doing in the building? That's just asking to get shelled to hell. The only thing the OKV player needs to worry about is the Rakettenwerfer getting taken out by indirect fire, or just fucking mobbed by a lot of these infantry if he's not careful enough to keep his Volksgrenadiers around. But that's the only thing he has to really worry about, because if the Rakettenwerfer goes down, then the Stuart really only has to worry about the Shreks on the Sturm Pioneers, and they can just drive around like a nutter. And that would be very bad for the OKV. But if the OKV can hold out with the Rakettenwerfer, then the Stuart really can't be aggressive, especially with the Sturm Pioneers around, and things are looking up. So now with the Kubelwagen getting itself fucked by that field gun, mortars up to 2 vets. Oh no! Where'd the Stuart just wiped out a Volksgrenadier squad, along with... I don't know what the fuck is burning. He must have maybe tossed an incendiary grenade? Or maybe just shit's blown. Where is it coming from? Does the mortar have incendiary rounds? No. Clearly not. Stuff's on fire. Stuff is burning. So, things looking slightly better for the United States player now. We're down to 2 Volksgrenadier squads, and this fucking Sturm Pioneer squad just got itself hit. So this artillery is really starting to work. We've backed tech to a lieutenant. Note, if you look in the upper right, which you should always be doing. Oh god! No, don't die, Mr. Rifleman Squad. I actually don't care who wins or who loses. Maybe I should be rooting for the Germans. But yeah, we've backed tech to a lieutenant. God, look at all this fucking artillery. So we've backed... See? It just shot through a hill, I think. I don't know. So we've backed tech to a lieutenant to get a machine gun. Not entirely sure exactly what the goal with the machine gun is, because as we've established, both sides sort of going all in on the artillery, and a machine gun is not going to defend you from artillery. But I mean, maybe the goal is just to tighten the noose on this player, push forward with some infantry. The American has done a very good job of clawing his way back. I think using the Stuart over here was obviously a very good move. There were only Volksgrenadiers over there, so at the very least the Stuart would push him off. Turns out the Stuart wiped the entire squad, so that was a a coup for the Americans. This MG-34 was a good choice. It was built fairly late in the day. Jesus, fucking tier 4, and we have a Obersoldaten squad coming out? No one saw that one coming. So that was a good choice to build this MG-34, but it might be a little too late for the OKV player, because the Americans have pushed forward fairly far, and now their artillery can just go hog wild, including on this MG. So I don't know about this thing in the building. It's getting down to half health, and we all know how soon buildings can collapse. Nice little flank going off here by the Rifleman, trying to catch the Kugelwagen. Looks like it's not going to happen. Oh, whoop. Field gun completely whiffing that shot. The Riflemen were moving, so it's fairly understandable. These Riflemen, I assume, are sticking around because this machine gun is up here, and they're spotting for the artillery, and this Rifleman is coming in for a flank, and that's a very excellent flank executed by the Americans. If only you would focus fire the machine gun, things would be much more excellent, especially as they're running through the red cover. But I suppose I can't be too harsh because now they're focus firing the Sturm Pioneers, and they are down. So that's actually a pretty big coup. No way to repair this fucking Kugelwagen, so it's effectively out of the game. I am getting tired of artillery because all these mortar rounds are just fucking falling constantly. And this thing is constantly flying. Maybe the Volksgrenadiers tossed a fire grenade long ago, and that's what was burning, but why would they have tossed an incendiary grenade at the Stuart? Lord knows, maybe he misclicked for the, I don't know, the smoke grenade. I don't know. I don't know. He doesn't have smoke grenades. I don't know what I'm talking about. Still hasn't chosen a doctrine, and he's floating 200 fuel on the, OKV, so you can understand the tech to tier 4, because he's got so much fucking fuel. Can't really understand building the Obersoldaten out of tier 4 when you have this much fuel. They've got 3 kills already, so 4 kills already, so that's not bad for the Obersoldaten, but honestly, yeah, now we've got a Panzer IV coming out of tier 4. That's what I really would like to see, because the United States player has effectively no anti-tank, aside from the Stuart and the Shreks, and the Bazooka. Bazooka now going down, so that's pretty nice for the Americans, and yeah, it's just that. And especially because, you know, the American had, until he back-teched to, what am I clicking on? Until he back-teched to, no, he's got AT gun from tier 2. Anyways, he could have built AT guns, but he doesn't have any AT guns, so really would have expected to see that Panzer IV out before the Obersoldaten. The Obersoldaten are just going to get mortared and so on and so forth. They're down to 1 man. If you notice right now, those guys are fucking expensive to reinforce. 40 bucks a pop. Yikes, yowza, yowza. Nice little Bernie grenade there, but not doing much. Bernie in the sense of like fire, not Bernie in the sense of Bernie Sanders. Don't think Bernie Sanders is a fan of the German army in World War II. So we've got this guy's moving pretty far forward. Only 1 kill, but doing a good job holding off this right-hand side because the German took so long to eventually get some vehicles. I don't know what the diddly shit is going... Did this thing shoot... No, that was a bazooka. Okay, I thought this thing shot the Panzer IV accidentally for a moment, but no, that was a bazooka. This is a very bad house for the Americans to be in because he's getting nailed by the tier 4 and also the artillery, but I suppose... that was worth it to take out the Kubel. Fuck knows why the Kubel was up there. If you can explain that to me, I will send you hugs and kisses through the internet. But, oh man, he's going all in on this shit, trying to take out tier 2. That would be impressive. That would be curtains for the Obersoldaten if they don't have any way to heal up. But I guess we must have eventually gotten, yeah, gun racks and bazookas and shit. The American realizes that we're into the phase of the game where the Panzer IVs are going to be running around, or just the Panzer IV. This is a brave-ass Stuart. The little Stuart that could not hold up to 2 anti-tank things right at once, although I suppose it actually could, because it's Vet 2 and it's just reversing right out of that shit. I don't know why you would pop incendiary rounds on your MG42 to try and take out the lieutenant, because the incendiary rounds are designed for light vehicles. Some very questionable choices. Obersoldaten, good, canceling the mine right there on those grenades. Good grenade, forcing the Obersoldaten to move. If they're moving, they can't fire their MG, and both sides chicken out at the exact same time. Would like to see some balls on either of the players, because then they could have stuck around and kept that fuel point. But that works out, actually, for the American pretty well, because they still get the fuel point, because it's capped, and things looking pretty nice for the American player, as long as they can hold off against this Panzer IV. We don't have an AT gun built yet, but I guess the plan is just put bazookas on all the fucking squads and see what happens. Artillery still going on this house, which is long gone. Did it take the machine gun out? No, the machine gun is safe and sound. Back at base with 1 kill, half a level of vet from all the damage it's taken. And things looking not bad on the American side. We could still see a sort of German push with infantry, because there's not a lot of anti-infantry left for the Americans now that the riflemen have some bazookas on them, but it's just so many rifle squads, so few Volksgrenadier squad. That one Volksgrenadier squad dying a while ago, the Stuart's really hurting them, and the Obersoldaten just take a lot of money to reinforce. It looks like we're going to lose Tier 2 to this bazooka fire. There goes Tier 2. It's a shame Tier 4 isn't up where it could do anything to anybody except that one house at long range. But Americans doing a good job tightening the noose, and Germans, I guess, doing the only thing that he can, try and capture the rest of the map, while the Americans sort of just like dick around with the lieutenant and do jack squat and bombard the German lines. So this is a tough spot for the Germans. Really needs to pump out some more Panzer IVs. Instead, we're getting a little truck, which just happens on its own. That's nothing impressive. Yeah, so just I think Germans sticking too much manpower into infantry, which the Americans are very happy to just bombard with this Vet 3 mortar up to 15 kills and this Vet 1 pack howitzer up to 9 kills. That sort of manpower bleed is not something German can really keep up forever. And since the German didn't force the American to transition into any anti-tank stronger than bazookas, the American is able to keep that manpower bleed up for a while, and now we have an anti-tank gun built Lord knows when. I didn't even notice, and it's just fucking sitting there. I like how they're lifting it up. They're just constantly lifting. They'll never get a break. They've got to put it down to fire, but until then, those guys are fucking working those biceps, working those deltoids. They're gonna have sick delts at the end of this game. You're gonna have sick delts. Let me see your sick delts, brah. Yeah, I don't know if that's the right way to hold it, but whatever. I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert in anti-tank division. Really ballsy to go into this building. Look at that health bar. It's almost it's down there, and it's gonna go lower as things fucking shoot at the thing. Health bar getting pretty... Okay, now he hops out. Don't hop out on that side of the building, though. You can choose, remember, folks, you can choose which side of the building you get into or out of. There's a door here, and there's a door here, and if you click on the squad on the inside and tell them to get out on this side, they won't get out on this side. That was actually really risky, because one shot from this thing, if they had been bunched up when they got out of the door, could have really hurt. So that was bad. What do we have, Tier 2? Nope, we have a Tier 3.
Capture point is under attack.
I guess this is to repair things. This despite having gone in on the Sturm Pioneers to repair things, and there's still only one Panzer IV, so I don't really know. So look at this. The Panzer IV costs 150 fuel, right? We're up to 110 fuel. We just built a mechanized regiment headquarters. Didn't it used to be called a Lichte Mechanized Company?
All sectors.
Schwer Panzer headquarters, command headquarters. Fuck if I know. Anyways, so Tier 3 was some fuel. That fuel could have been a Panzer IV, and I kind of would like to see a Panzer IV. This might be the last gasp for the Germans, although where's the AT gun? Oh, back here. Okay, so Germans really getting penned in. Not a lot you can do against that. So yeah, I just think slow teching, not really slow teching from the Germans, but weird teching choices. Teched up to Tier 4, but then got the Obersoldaten rather than the Panzer IV. A quick Panzer IV really would have put the Americans on the back seat. I think at that point they just had a Stuart and a captain. And now we have the Pershing here on the field. So unless the United States player gets cocky with Pershing and goes fucking ham, I think this will be the curtains. I'm looking forward to this grenade. I'm excited. It's fire time, folks. Okay. Let's just watch. Jesus, so many craters. So many craters just from the little light artillery going. Ooh, look at that Pershing. It's like a zebra Pershing. Oh no, it's a shark Pershing. Arr, angry Pershing. 14 triangles and 25 triangles. Nice kill count, tank. You really fucked those triangles up. Oh no, its rear armor was hit? Yeah, I don't know how that works. I guess this thing fired here, The way rear armor, well, it's moving, so I can't show you right now. That pushing down to half health, so that's what happens when you get a little cocky. Not like it's going to matter too much for the United States, because they can repair their own tanks just by helping the crew out. But, oh, what do we have? We've got a fucking artillery Stuka. Great, great. Anyways, so the way rear armor works is if you hit, stop moving, stop rotating. If you hit anywhere here, it counts as rear armor, which means just hitting the side can be rear armor as long as it's the back side. So if it's angled even very slightly, like just this bit of side is showing to something shooting from here, since it's like firing it here, if it hits anywhere on this side, it'll be a rear armor hit. So always try and just angle your tank straight up forward. I guess that was tough because there's a Panzer IV and a Raketenwerfer, so you can't be straight up on both of those. But here's the fucking artillery thing that this guy bought. Stukas of Hus, Stuka of Foot, or whatever. Walking Stuka. So is it gonna fire?
A capture point is being overrun.
Did you just forget this thing? He's moving it, and that means he hasn't forgotten about it. I want to see this thing fire. This is getting really dire, so you better fucking fire. Come on. Come on, give me some firework. Oh yeah, yeah, Daddy loves the rockets. Loving rockets. Where's it going?
Rear echelon troops.
Ooh, wow, he hopped into the Stuart right at the... He just fucking owned his own... Was that? That wasn't his own squad. That was the mortar, okay. But the little blue XP kicker confused me. Well, that's the end of the Vet 3 mortar. That's also the end of the Panzer IV. And rest in peace, German hopes and dreams, because now these two can just come in and fuck everything up. Where's the Raketenwerfer? Retreating, great. It's up to Vet 2 though, so that's exciting. Really don't know what the Americans waiting for here. Maybe he wants some infantry support. Maybe he's asleep at the wheel. Sending the Stuart over to the left to flank. There, here we go. We got a double-pronged assault. I'm excited. Salvage. So, I don't know when this was chosen, but now we have the salvage doctrine chosen. That's some munitions back. Or fuel. I think you get fuel. Or maybe get munitions. I should just click on the unit and find out. Combat, repair, wire cutters, concussive grenades, salvage. Fuel. Yeah, fuel. Yeah, we'll see what that does for him. Maybe another Panzer IV? I don't know. I don't know where all this fuel is going for this German player. How much does a Stuka cost? Whoops. Wrong player. What does a Stuka cost? 100 fuel. Don't know. Don't know if that was the play. It wiped out the mortar, but really don't know if that was the play, German player. You really, gives you fuck all for the pushing. And it's only by the grace of the American player, who has yet to move in for the kill, that you're even in this game at all. So, maybe you would have... How do you have 650 manpower? What the fuck is the German doing? Buy a Raketenwerfer. Are you insane? Purchase a Raketenwerfer so that you can do something about these goddamn tanks, this goddamn pushing this goddamn Stuart with 10 goddamn kills. Look at this poor tree. Half of it's on fire and the other half is like green and happy. Is it gonna spread? Is the fire gonna spread? These are just... those are the unhappy siblings on that tree. So now we have the final push. The American going about it in the most ham-handed way possible. Drive... Oh! Good fucking hit is fucking right, Pershing. Going about it in the most ham-handed way, which is driving straight forward with a Pershing, but that turns out to work perfectly, and the German player doing what all German players do when things get tough, fucking digging in, putting the Wagner on the record player, and building the largest fuck-off gun that he can. Totally not going to work. He's just going to get bum-rushed by bazookas. Oh, look, the Obersoldaten had a bazooka. Don't know if that was the right choice, but... I kind of prefer Volksreiteers for the bazooka just because you're more willing to rush them up the tank, and they've got 5 men rather than 4, so they've got that sort of extra bit of survivability. Obviously their armors, or their HP or whatever the fuck, is not as great as the Obersoldaten, but just since they're cheaper, you send them into the meat grinder, don't worry about it, stuff like that. I think that works out better on the whole. But maybe the Obersoldaten were around when the bazooka drops. The German had no choice. We're going to see a grenade from these lieutenant. Oh wow, Vet 5 up on the Volksreiteers. Love seeing that. Owning up this Vet 3 lieutenant. Yeah, there's the grenade, and I don't know how that killed them. I thought they were out of the house. Guess they weren't out of the house. They were all right next to the fucking grenade. So that's a little unlucky RNG for the German player. But But it doesn't fucking matter, because it's over. Okay, I had a lot of fun. Did you have a lot of fun? I'm gonna go maybe do another one of these, but maybe not. Goodbye. Where's the F12 button? That's how I stop.